And welcome back to Iron Sports. And as promised, we're going to be discussing football, and in particular, women's football. We're joined by JFF President Michael Ricketts and also General Secretary of the JFF, Dalton Wint. Gentlemen, welcome back to Iron Sports.
Thanks for having us, sir.
Excellent.
Absolute pleasure.
And oh, by the way, we also have a third guest on set with us, and that is the FIFA Women's Trophy. Say you saw it here first on Iron Sports. Right, Mr. President, we had a two-match series against Chile, and we were quite successful, winning both matches. But from an first-up administrative point of view, was it objectives achieved?
From a personal standpoint, I would say yes. From a technical standpoint, based on what the coaches would have said to me, that they were probably 80 or 85% satisfied with what would have transpired over between Thursday and yesterday. They are pretty confident that they could get it right by June 9 when we play our first game. So I would think that it was a pretty successful exercise, and what would cap it all is that we actually won both games. From a layman's standpoint, people just want to win games.
Right.
So whether you would have achieved your objective at looking at new players or making technical adjustments, the important thing to Jamaicans is that we actually won those games. But like I said, the JFF and its board members would certainly be satisfied with what would have happened since the qualification of the girls. And we do look forward, and we're very excited at the prospects of what will unfold from here on to France in June.
In terms of the support that you saw both in Kingston and Montego Bay, the spectators coming through the turnstiles, the nation galvanized around women's football, how pleasing was that for you, or do you think it could have been better?
In Kingston, I reckon we could have had maybe 6,000 or 7,000 people at the game, and I think that in itself may be an historic event. I don't think as many as 6,000 or 7,000 persons would have watched a female game in Jamaica before. So based on that, I think we could be pretty satisfied. At the same time, if it was a men's game, if it were the men that would have qualified, we certainly would have had far more patrons in the stadium. So I'm saying that there is room for improvement. All in all, we're pretty satisfied, and I am sure that it will get better as time goes by.
So at this juncture, we got those friendly games out of the way. What is the most challenging aspect right now, just a few months away from the FIFA showpiece in France?
The most challenging thing is to get our camps and our program financed. We're having a little challenge with that. Yes, we have gotten some support, but we do need quite a bit more to be able to do what we want to do.
When is the camp planned for, by the way? Just give us the details on that.
One of the first things we'll do is that after today, they'll leave to go to their several home of a board, and then we get back together in May for a friendly here in Jamaica against the Panamanian, and that's a grudge match on the 19th of May, the National Stadium. Right. They leave immediately after that and head to the Florida, in which they have a camp, and move from that camp straight into Scotland, where we have a game against the Scottish team in Scotland, and that's on the 28th of May. Right. And then we journey to Grenoble in France to have our pre-camp, and then into the World Cup. Right. But I left out an important thing, that we will be heading to South Africa in April.
Yes. Mr. President, let me bring you in here. Panama we'll be here in May. We go to Scotland, and South Africa. Adequate preparation, you think? And or could it work against them in terms of too much work leading into the tournament?
Yeah, that's an interesting point, because the coaches had actually wanted to play a game in France, and afterwards they thought that maybe these are young ladies So maybe it would probably be a little asking too much, the physical
from
structure.
different parts of the
Right,
world.
so they've shelved that arrangement. Like GS said, we play South Africa on the 7th of April. So the team leaves, I think, on the first day of April. And later on, like he did say, in May, we initially had discarded the thought of having a camp in Florida.
Right.
But with the diaspora so excited about what's happening, we just decided that we really had to give them
a taste
of course. So just this morning we finalized with our technical staff. We will move after the game with Panama on the 19th of May. The following day we move into Florida.
We know that there are still issues to be ironed out. There's a lot of voluntarism when it comes on to the Reggae Girls team. Everybody chipping in, assisting, and we understand that the coaches haven't yet signed their contracts. We know when major tournaments are coming up, certain issues sometimes pop up at the wrong time. So we want to touch that before we go to a break. In terms of the contracts for both Coach Menzies and his assistant.
This morning with both head coach Menzies and his assistant, well, one of his assistants, Lauren Donaldson. The contracts have been prepared. It's just that so many things happened between when they arrived here and today that we never got a chance for them to actually would have gone through the contracts. But the contracts have been prepared. Hopefully they will be satisfied and there won't be too many hitches. But like I said, they are ready just for them to be presented to both coaches and players, and then we take it from there. But we are confident. I don't think the coaching staff would come down too hard on us. They understand our situation. We are struggling. We have qualified for the World Cup, but it's still a huge struggle to get things done and to get things that they would have liked. So we are limping along, not doing badly, and we just hope that when we hit the pitch in Grenoble on June 9, that it will be all systems go and everybody will be comfortable, everybody will be in a frame of mind to give up their best.
Funding has always been an issue through the qualifiers, even since we've qualified. How is this going right now, just a few months away from the World Cup, in terms of getting the necessary funds in place to ensure that the ladies are comfortable, satisfied, you know, first-class trips to their friendly matches, etc.?
One of the things you mentioned is the first-class trip. They will get that opportunity to travel to France, hopefully first class, or even back from France. But the truth of the matter is that we have a budget of over $2 million US, and we are just a little bit over halfway there. So we do have a great deficit to fill. The momentum started when we just qualified, and it petered off a little bit. So I'm hopeful that corporate Jamaica will see it fit to reward these young ladies for the hard work, and the coaching staff for the hard work that they have put in to have us qualify for the World Cup.
So Dalton Wint, General Secretary of the JFF, and Michael Ricketts, President of the JFF. Gentlemen, thank you both for joining us here on Iron Sports. It's always a pleasure, and we'll definitely be following your progress all the way to France and in France and back.
Thanks again.
All right, so we take a break here on Iron Sports, and when we come back, more football. Soon come.